They say high school is all about survival, tests, drama, and cafeteria pizza that tastes like regret. But me, my biggest problem walked in wearing a football jacket. His name, Landon Brooks. And unfortunately, I just got stuck tutoring him. You'd think tutoring a guy like him would make me invisible, right? Nope. Try the opposite. Suddenly, the whole school thinks I'm besties with the quarterback. Spoiler, I'd rather eat my math textbook than hang out with him. Oh, and before I tell you how my life turned into a rom-com with extra chaos, hit that like and subscribe button. Trust me, you're gonna need snacks for this one. So, how did this disaster start? Simple. I got an A+ in calculus. Landon got, let's just say his grades were crying. So my teacher thought, hey, let's make the nerd save the jock. Landon was like, I don't need a tutor, I've got muscles. I was like, great, flex your way through algebra then. But the teacher didn't care. Next thing I knew, Landon was plopping down next to me with his backpack, and every girl in the room gasped like it was a Taylor Swift love song. He leaned over and whispered, "Don't make me look dumb, Miller." I whispered back, "Too late. You did that yourself when you spelled equation with a K." Word spread faster than cafeteria gossip. Suddenly, I wasn't Ethan the nerd. I was Ethan, Landon's new sidekick, which was worse. At lunch, Landon sat with me, at my table. Do you know how many people stared? I thought the lunch lady was about to record us for TikTok. Relax, Landon said. I'm just here for the fries. Yeah, because obviously the fries taste better at my table. The next day, Landon called me buddy in the hallway. I almost dropped my books, like, excuse me? We are not in a buddy comedy movie. By day 3, he was walking me to class like my personal bodyguard. Girls glared at me, guys glared at me, teachers probably glared too. And don't get me started on the tutoring sessions. Landon acted like math was an alien language. Wait, so X isn't a person? He asked. I nearly quit on the spot. But here's the thing. Landon wasn't dumb. He just liked messing with me. Every wrong answer came with this stupid grin, like he enjoyed watching me suffer. Focus, Brooks, I said. He leaned back, hands behind his head, and said, I am focused. On you. I choked on my pencil. Was he joking? Probably. Did my face turn tomato red anyway? Absolutely. Then came the basketball game. I only went because my best friend bribed me with pizza. But somehow, Landon spotted me in the stands. And instead of celebrating his big shot with his team, he pointed straight at me. The crowd went wild. Me? I nearly melted into the bleachers. Afterward, he walked right up to me and said, Did you see that? That was for you, Tutor. The crowd oohed like we were in a teen drama. I stammered something like, congrats on scoring the thing. Smooth, right? Kill me now. The next morning, rumors exploded. Did you hear? Landon's into Ethan. My locker was suddenly ground zero for Gossip Central. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Landon leaned against my locker and said, Don't listen to them, unless you want them to be right. And then, he winked. I froze like someone had just unplugged my brain. Landon winked? At me? That wasn't in my high school survival guide. I shoved my books into my locker and muttered, You're ridiculous. He just grinned and said, Yeah, but you're ridiculous. Who even says that? By lunchtime, my best friend Tyler was grilling me. Dude, did he really wink at you? In public? That's like Jock mating call level 10. I told him to chill, but then Landon literally plopped down at our table again. Tyler almost choked on his milk. So, what are we talking about? Landon asked, stealing another fry off my plate. I snatched it back and hissed, Boundaries, Brooks! Tyler looked between us and whispered, Oh my god, you two banter. This is like Netflix worthy. That night, tutoring was chaos. Landon wasn't paying attention at all. He kept tossing paper balls at me. Focus! I snapped. He grinned. I am. You're the distraction. I swear my brain glitched like a bad Wi-Fi signal. I tossed the paper back and said, Great, fail your test, I don't care. But then, he surprised me. He actually aced the practice test. I blinked at his paper like it was a miracle from the math gods. See? Landon smirked. I told you I wasn't dumb. I just needed the right teacher. And then he winked again. Ugh, I hate how my stomach did a flip. The next day, everyone noticed Landon actually raising his hand in class. The teacher looked so shocked, I thought she might faint. Oh, and if you're still watching me suffer through this tutoring gone wrong rom-com, hit that like and subscribe button, because trust me, it only gets worse from here. After class, Landon caught up to me in the hallway. "You're not that bad, Miller." I nearly tripped over my own shoelace. Compliments from Landon Brooks were rarer than extra fries in the cafeteria. "Don't get used to it," I muttered. He smirked. Too late. Seriously, this boy had weaponized smirking. Then came gym class, my worst nightmare. Of course, coach paired me with Landon for basketball drills. Great, just what my clumsy self needed. "Don't worry," Landon whispered. "I'll catch you if you fall." Guess what happened next? Yeah, I fell, right into him. The entire gym went silent for 2 seconds before exploding into whispers. I swear, someone yelled, "Just kiss already!" I scrambled out of his arms, my face hotter than the sun. "Don't say a word," I hissed. Of course, Landon grinned and said, "You're welcome, princess." At this point, my reputation was toast. People actually started calling us a power duo. Me? A power duo with Mr. Football? I could barely power through algebra. Then one day, Tyler shoved his phone in my face. "Dude, you're trending on the school group chat." There was literally a meme of me and Landon as some cheesy Romcom poster. I wanted to crawl into my locker and live there forever. Landon? He thought it was hilarious. They ship us now? Cute. I was ready to die of secondhand embarrassment, but then Landon leaned in close and whispered, "Maybe they're not wrong." And just like that, my brain completely went blank. After that whisper at my locker, I avoided Landon like he was a pop quiz I didn't study for. Problem was, he kept showing up. In the cafeteria, in gym, heck, even outside my math class. "Are you stalking me?" I snapped one day. He shrugged. "Nah, just walking where you walk." That's literally the definition of stalking. The rumors didn't help either. People started calling us Lathan, a ship name. I didn't even get to vote on it. Things hit a peak at the Friday night football game. Landon was the star, obviously. I was just there, holding my nachos like a nervous parent. Right after his winning touchdown, the crowd roared. But instead of celebrating with his team, Landon ran straight to the stands, straight to me. "Ethan!" he yelled, pointing at me like the entire stadium wasn't watching. My nachos almost slipped out of my hands. And then, right there in front of literally everyone, he climbed the bleachers and grabbed my hand. "Thanks to my tutor, I passed math," he shouted. "But thanks to Ethan, I found something more important." I wanted to melt into a puddle on the bleachers. Everyone was chanting. Half of them were screaming. "Kiss him!" I hissed. "Brooks, you're insane!" He grinned down at me and said, "Yeah, but you like me anyway." And before I could protest, he kissed me. Right there, in front of the entire school. My nachos did not survive. The crowd lost their minds. Tyler screamed like it was a concert. I, on the other hand, was silently calculating how fast I could move to Canada. But the next morning, chaos. My phone had more notifications than my birthday. Memes, edits, Lathan fan pages. We were basically viral. When I confronted Landon, he just said, "Guess you're famous now." Famous? I didn't even want to be popular. I just wanted to pass biology. The weird part? The more time we spent together, the less I cared about the whispers. Because when it was just me and him, he wasn't the jock. He was just Landon. We laughed about dumb things. He told me he actually hated football, but played because of family pressure. I admitted I once cried over a broken calculator. "See," Landon said, "we're not that different." I rolled my eyes. "Sure, you're a jock. I'm a nerd. We're basically opposites." He leaned closer, his voice soft. "Opposites attract, Miller." And my heart did that stupid flip again. Ugh. By the next week, the school didn't even bother whispering. They just flat out called us the couple, which Landon loved. Me? Not so much. One kid asked, "So, are you two like, official?" Before I could answer, Landon just grinned and said, "Yep." I turned to him afterward, sputtering. "Official? You can't just announce that?" He shrugged. "Why not?" It's true. And you know what? Maybe he wasn't wrong. I mean, sure, he's loud, cocky, and steals my fries. But somehow, he's also the one person who actually sees me. So yeah, I guess tutoring the school's biggest jock wasn't the disaster I thought it would be. If anything, it was the best mistake I ever made. And if you laughed, cringed, or screamed through this mess with me, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, because trust me, surviving high school with Landon Brooks, that deserves at least a thumbs up.